The perfect workday starts with prioritizing and categorizing tasks into what is most important, what needs most of your attention, and what can be gotten out of the way instantly. So that way you don't focus on every other thing that comes your way. How I do this, I write a list of things I want to do, and I stopped thinking that I'll do this and do that and not writing down. I stopped that because for many times it didn't work. So I've learned to note down. What I like to do is to break them down into things that are urgent and things I need to pay attention to. Let me give you an example of prioritizing. If your work day involves writing a journal, a concept, a research proposal, what you want to do when the mind is still fresh and you can concentrate a lot is to read, because editing doesn't need that much concentration. So in the morning time, you want to read, you want to take concepts in, you want to know what articles are there, what resources are there, and just make notes of that. Then later, as the day gets busier, editing and adding citations and adding the cosmetic to the article, to the proposal, to the business concept, that can come in later. So prioritize tasks that way, find out which one needs your utmost concentration and work on that first. Then later you can do those that require less concentration, that you can do even when everyone has coming into your work area and you don't need to really focus entirely on it. Recently I found out a productivity hack that I want to share with you. It's called the Pomodoro technique. Now what this basically does is it helps you track your time management, how you're spending your time, and it does it in the most subtle but very effective ways. This technique has been around since the 1980s, and I don't know why I just found about it recently, because I was trying to find ways to get work done in a short time and I'm starting to feel pressure because of the project I'm working on. So I was like, how best can I focus and have something going for myself? So what I did, I of course searched and did googling and researching, and then I fell upon the Pomodoro technique. What this basically means is set a timer, take a short break and repeat. Now by setting a timer, depends on your concentration levels. Most people say they start with 25 minutes. You set a timer on your phone, and after every 25 minutes, it will make a sound, and that sound will be reminding you to take a break. The thing you don't want to do when taking a break is get onto the phone to check what is happening on social media and every other thing that is happening in the world, because that will take you away from your focus. The break I highly recommend is standing up, stretching. In the first month that I've used it, I've seen progress like never before. And I don't know if it's because it's a new technique that I'm getting introduced to, or it's because now I am basically focused onto it, but I want to dare you to try it and see if it works for you. But that's not just it. To make it effective, make sure you don't take long breaks. They usually recommend 5 minutes break, and then do not get onto the phone trying to check social media, what is happening, because that will take you away from your focus. For example, if you set a timer for 25 minutes, you will have done something substantial and constructive with them. So the break can be taking a glass of water, keeping hydrated, or just go outside and have the sun for 5 minutes. Look at flowers, look at whichever it is that is beautiful. Personally love to step out and get some sun, because right now California is getting colder. Maybe we are getting closer to the colder season, so I love to step out, just get the sun and just stretch a bit, and then come back and focus on what I'm working on, and then repeat. At the end of the day, you're going to find that you've covered a lot. I highly recommend. And every time you feel like you want to do something, for example, most of the times I've been running to my phone to just check what's there, notifications and all these things. Now every time I open the phone, it's the timer showing me how it's clicking, so it just reminds me you're doing something, and focus on it. You'll have a time to take a break. And you've had a successful morning, a productive day, because you set this Pomodoro technique and timers and everything worked out well. So you're easing into the evening and there isn't much to do. Some people find that they don't need to have a routine for the evening time, but I'm going to share some of the things I do to set tone for the night, but also prepare me for the next day. These are the things I highly recommend. Fitness is an important part of wellness, so do consider things that keep you fit and things that work for you. No pressure again, and ease into it slowly, because you don't want to start doing 100 squats in one evening, yet you've not even done 5 to start with. You're gonna shock the body and you might not recover from it quickly like you think. So be easy on yourself, ease into it the way that you think works for you and build a habit over time. That's the best way to do it. The other thing I love to do in the evening is take evening walks. The neighborhood here is very beautiful and it's safe, especially if it's not late in the night. So I try to be cautious about late evenings, but when it is still there is still light outside, I take a walk to just release whatever happened during the day. You're lightening up, you want to rest the best way that you can. For the people who are not active bodies and they're not about that gym life, I highly recommend taking walks. Taking walks in the neighborhood, for example, helps you get familiar with what is around you, find beautiful spots, look at people, catch some sunsets, and decompress from the busy day that it has been. It is a way to unwind and just ease in and relax from the day that it has been. Fix time for self-care, take the long, cold, warm bath as you find fit, have time for proper skincare. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be complicated, but find time you feel yourself with me time. And that is you time, right? A time where you get to show love to your body, care for it. If it's hair care, if it is nail care, have something to eat. Basically just be in a relaxing mood because you've earned it, you've achieved it. Check social media for a limited time, of course. You don't want to spend a lot of time on social media because it can be draining and it can take you down from where you started. So you don't want to spend hours on end on an app scrolling. TikTok can be so addictive. Instagram, you're looking at reels and doing all these things. Don't do it. Set time for yourself to enjoy it, to catch what you missed out on your favorite creators, on your favorite YouTubers, on your favorite WhatsApp meme posters, all these things. Allow yourself to just unwind, decompress, and find something entertaining to switch your mind to because you've earned it. Yes, you have. I love to journal daily. This is a way I train myself to write and also be present in my day and be grateful. One thing journaling has done for me is being grateful, because how I do it is I write down things that have transpired, the things I've been able to do, the nice things that have happened to me, good or bad. So if anything happened to me that was out of the ordinary, let's say a stranger was really so kind to me, or if I did something out of my way to be good to another person and I'm so proud of it, I like to note this down because it's just a reminder of the wellness that I'm cultivating in myself and the people I meet. So it is a nice way to unwind the day. And if you received an exciting email, if you've been accepted into a program, if you've gotten a job raise, if your boss said something nice to you, these are nice things to note down. If you were kind to another person, to keep track. Journaling is a way you release yourself in writing, and I've seen positivity out of it, a lot of goodness, because I look at when I started journaling and the things I've been able to achieve and the lists I've been writing. These are gratitude lists, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. How far has the Lord brought me? Most of the times I get goosebumps because I'm like, this has been so lovely. And it doesn't have to be so complicated and long. One page is enough. On average, it only takes me one page, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You get better at it every other day. That is one part of journaling. The other bit is just taking account of events in your life. These are things you will look back a year from today and you're happy and you're proud about. The other trick about journaling that I didn't know is the more you write down the nice things that have happened, the more there is to write about in the next day. I don't know if it's a thing that you guys also find out, but the moment I started journaling, I found out there is so much for me to be happy and grateful about. Every time you're grateful, you're basically attracting more into your life, and who doesn't like that? Another activity I recommend in the evening is writing down your to-do list. This can be informed from the events that happen during the day. For example, you promised someone you'll deliver a document the next day. Write it down and make sure you deliver, because that's how you're able to keep track of progress. A to-do list can also be informed by your job description, by the things you need to do for the next day. So write them down. Do not make it so complicated. Once again, these are things that are supposed to be simple and enjoyable and practical. So make it as easy and fun as you can. I usually get the tiniest notebook to write my to-do lists because I don't want it to seem like it's overwhelming. It's very tiny like this. When I look at it, I'm like, this I can do, even if what I've written is not as tiny. But it's just a mindset. I look at the little book and I'm like, whatever is in this thing I can do. So write them down, let them just be bullet points to guide you in the next day, focused and positioned to do exactly what you're meant to do. Take a moment to be grateful for life, to pray with family, to pray with friends, to take devotions as you find, to just have a moment again of gratitude and thanking God for the gift of life. So many things transpire during the day. There's so many accidents that happen, but the fact that you made it home back safe and alive is reason enough to be grateful for that gift of life. And lastly, remember to go to bed early, because early to bed, early to rise. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and engage with me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you as well as you go along. It was lovely sharing this with you, and until next time, see you in my next video.